Imagine a world where celebrating your 100th birthday is considered only the halfway point of your life. For decades, humanity has looked at the age of 80 or 90 as the natural finish line, but a new generation of scientists and high-profile biohackers believes we are on the verge of a biological revolution. You might have heard of Brian Johnson, the man spending millions of dollars a year to reverse his biological age, or David Sinclair, a Harvard professor who claims the first person to live to 150 has already been born. These claims are everywhere on social media and health podcasts, making it seem like the mystery of immortality has finally been solved. But what is the reality behind the hype? Today, we are going to explore the cutting-edge tools that the world's most extreme biohackers are using to cheat death and see if science actually supports the dream of living for a century and a half. Before we dive into the specific technologies, we have to understand the massive biological wall that every human eventually hits. Even with all our medical advancements, the world record for human longevity has not been broken since 1997. That record belongs to Jan Calment, who lived to be 122 years old. It is a sobering fact that despite better nutrition and medicine, only 77 people in history are officially known to have reached the age of 115. Professor Stephen Harridge from King's College London points out that biologically speaking, humans might simply have a fixed expiration date. Nobel Prize-winning biologists even suggest that we might have a fixed allocation of about 1.5 billion heartbeats before our organs simply pack up and expire. To live to 150, we would need to do more than just eat well. We would need to fundamentally rewrite the rules of human physiology. The first tool biohackers are counting on to break this barrier looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. It is called hyperbaric oxygen therapy, or HBOT. These vessels look like high-tech pods, where patients lie in a chamber filled with pure oxygen at an artificially high air pressure. The idea is to saturate your bloodstream with oxygen levels that are far beyond what you can get from normal breathing. When you leave the chamber and return to normal air, your body perceives the sudden drop as a low-oxygen environment. This triggers a massive protective response that ramps up cellular repair and healing. While this technology is already used to treat severe infections and deep-sea diving accidents, biohackers believe it can reverse age-related damage. However, there is a catch. Oxygen is a double-edged sword. While it sustains life, too much of it creates oxidative stress, which is actually one of the primary drivers of aging. The challenge for the longevity movement is finding the perfect dose without causing more harm than good. If increasing oxygen sounds intense, the next tool might sound completely insane. Biohackers are now looking at low-dose radiation therapy as a way to extend life. We usually think of radiation as a deadly force, but there is a biological concept called hormesis, where a small amount of stress actually makes an organism stronger. Some evidence suggests that very low doses of radiation can help the body clear out so-called zombie cells. These are senescent cells that stop dividing but refuse to die, causing inflammation throughout your entire body as you age. In some animal studies, low-grade irradiation was associated with a 50% increase in lifespan. While some clinics already use this for pain relief in chronic conditions, using it as a life extension tool is still highly speculative. Scientists are still trying to figure out who might benefit and who might face long-term risks from intentional radiation exposure. While some biohacking tools are experimental and expensive, others are surprisingly accessible. One of the most effective anti-aging tools currently supported by science is the simple sauna. Experts like Eric Verdin, the president of the Buck Institute for Research on Aging, are particularly bullish about the virtues of heat exposure. In Finland, where saunas are a way of life, studies have shown that men who use a sauna at least 4 times a week have a 66% reduction in dementia risk and significantly better heart health. The reason this works is a group of messengers called heat shock proteins. When your body temperature rises, these proteins scurry around and fix other proteins that have become misfolded or toxic. By helping these proteins regain their original shape, saunas prevent the buildup of cellular gunk that leads to Alzheimer's and type 2 diabetes. It might not guarantee you hit 150, but it is one of the safest ways to ensure your brain and heart stay young into your 80s and 90s. Of course, no discussion about biohacking would be complete without talking about longevity drugs. Two of the trendiest medications in this space are metformin and rapamycin. Metformin has been used for decades to treat diabetes, but researchers noticed that diabetic patients taking it were often living longer than healthy people who were not. It works by improving insulin sensitivity and reducing sugar production in the liver. Rapamycin is even more fascinating to aging scientists. Originally discovered as an antifungal agent, it interacts with a key aging pathway in the body that promotes cellular repair. Animal studies have shown it can greatly elongate life, but the human trials are still in the early stages. The problem is that these drugs come with real risks. Rapamycin can suppress the immune system, and metformin can lead to vitamin B12 deficiencies. Even the famous biohacker Brian Johnson had to stop taking rapamycin after experiencing repeated infections. This highlights the danger of healthy people taking powerful pharmaceutical drugs in hopes of living forever. The final and perhaps most intriguing tool being used today is called therapeutic plasma exchange. Think of this as a high-tech oil change for your body. As we age, our blood plasma accumulates unwanted gunk like microplastics, misshapen proteins, and inflammatory molecules. The theory is that by removing this old fluid and replacing it with fresh, healthy plasma from a younger donor or a clean substitute, we can essentially reset our biological clock. Clinical trials in healthy older adults have started to show that this therapy can lower the concentration of aging molecules in the blood and potentially stabilize cognitive decline. Because this process cleanses thousands of different proteins at once, scientists are still trying to pin down exactly which part of the exchange provides the most benefit. It is an expensive and invasive procedure, but for those with the means, it is becoming a cornerstone of the modern longevity protocol. The dream of living to 150 is a powerful one, but we must balance our optimism with the reality of our current biology. While we are learning how to delay diseases and stay functional for longer, pushing the absolute limit of human lifespan remains the ultimate challenge. Whether it is through high-pressure oxygen chambers, low-dose radiation, or high-tech plasma exchanges, the longevity movement is pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human. We are moving toward a future where age might truly be nothing more than a number. If you want to stay updated on the latest breakthroughs in human longevity and the tools that are actually worth your time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are continuously tracking the intersection of science and health to bring you the most accurate information available. Join our community of forward thinkers by hitting that subscribe button so you never miss a deep dive into the technologies that are shaping the future of our lives.